Welcome to the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist, coming to you live from the Wave Beach Realty Studios in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Call us today at 843-957-3872.
Happy New Year, and as we get the year started, let's get your financial picture in focus by getting a budget and getting those spending habits looked at. Reach out to me at coachwestc@gmail.com and we'll get you off to a good start.
Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family-owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872. This segment is sponsored by Bobby Clary State Farm. Call 843-438-6000. Bobby Clary State Farm, here to help life go right. All right, guys, welcome back into episode 27 of the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist.
It's cold outside.
It is cold outside. I was getting sleeted on as I left a
Say
listing
that again?
open. Sleeted?
Sleeted, okay.
Sleeted?
Sure.
What'd you think I said?
I just want to make sure it was clarified on the podcast.
Yes. Sleet
This
from
is
the
not going.
sky.
This is not going on the video, so you can say whatever you want.
Oh,
but
that's
just want
true.
to make sure we're
still
staying out there. We don't want to get explicit too fast.
No, we don't want to get too explicit. You got to watch me though, because I can go down a rabbit hole pretty quickly now that I'm not censored on the radio. So yeah, we're just gonna
no longer a radio show.
We're no longer tied to a radio
because
station.
we can see a lot more people coming to watch us on YouTube and Spotify, Apple, especially YouTube.
YouTube is
you
ramping
put up a reel yesterday of you
just driving, almost getting hit by a guy in a truck that's not paying attention,
and you were gracious to dub out probably what you were actually saying on the road.
Yep.
And it has how many hits now?
It's like 1,100, and no, that was not one that I did any advertising or promotion on. I just posted it and let it sit, and I didn't even look at it until you told me that. I was like, "There's no way it has that many."
Yep. But still pushes us back to the webpage. I mean, our podcast is doing good though. I mean, it seems like our political ones are the highest.
Yeah.
In the 40s and 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Faith has been high.
Yeah.
But some of the other stuff hasn't been as high.
Yeah, I like what we're doing though. I like. Even though it's the Dollars and Cents Podcast and we talk about politics and we talk about the economy and we talk about real estate, I like that we just throw this other random stuff like the restaurant reviews and other stuff that will drive people to the page. But it's also they're getting information and then maybe they're seeing my silly driving videos. It's just like a bunch of different stuff to keep people entertained if they don't want to hear about economics or real estate that day. So I really like that it's kind of like it's becoming more of a melting pot of a podcast than it is just, we'll talk about movies one day. We'll talk about music. Which we've determined Wes doesn't like my movies. I'm still going to watch Lord of the Rings.
No, you don't like them. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. When they get Bryn, y'all come over to the house. We'll get a whole Saturday, and I'll sit you down and
a whole Saturday.
Well, it actually would take about. Well, I won't do this to you. If you watch the full release versions, it would be about 13 or 14 hours.
No, sir.
And what I think is going to happen, I had this young lady that I used to go to church with me. And she had never seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
She was like 18 years old and never seen Star Wars. I guess she was about 16. Didn't have any interest in it. Stupid stuff. I don't watch sci-fi.
Right.
Sounds familiar.
Yep.
she sat down one time and watched Star Wars. And she was from then on a Star Wars girl. I mean,
really?
everything was about Star Wars. It was just a big thing. So
we're
going to make you into
that. Won't. I'm going to tell you that it won't happen. Listen, I read The Hobbit. I liked Bilbo Baggins. Great book. Didn't see the movie.
Nothing compared to the Lord of the Rings, though. That's a prequel.
Yeah, well, it was like an adventure book. He went on this huge adventure. That's what was fun.
Well, that's what Lord of the Rings is.
Okay, then maybe I'd like it.
It's good, evil. It's always drawing a line.
All right.
And the books are better, I've heard. I haven't read it. I'm actually going to read it. Going to Hobbiton made me want to read the books, so I'm going to get the books and read them.
Yeah. But, okay. All right.
But it's definitely... Peter Jackson's other stuff, it's kind of odd to me. Some of the other stuff, especially the King Kong, after he did Lord of the Rings. But he was so meticulous in these movies. To me, it's just amazing cinema.
Yeah. See how easy I can get you sidetracked just to talk about Lord of the Rings. Any chance you get...
Ask my students to get me sidetracked. It's very easy to get me sidetracked.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take you much.
I was walking down the hall yesterday and I stopped. I got an NC State fan that sits beside me. He's an English professor. And we talk We talk football, basketball, how bad our Wolfpack is doing.
Yep.
Walk down 2 doors, and the guy's a Star Wars buff. I'm talking Star Wars. I walk around the corner. I'm talking Star Trek. Walk around the corner. I'm talking economics. Just about any. Walk around the next guy. I'm talking about hunting, guns.
Oh, geez. Yeah, all over the place.
So I have fun talking about everything. This podcast fits me. We can talk about anything.
Yeah,
I love everything.
Yeah, I think like sometimes people like. It's people that are going to subscribe to the podcast and listen to the podcast are probably listening to it mainly for the political stuff and what we talk about that they can learn from economics and real estate.
Right.
The other people that we get are just like, oh, they just talk about all kinds of random stuff. Jonathan's making his predictions for the Super Bowl that are completely wrong and whatever it may be.
I guess we can't steal the old tagline. I won't mention the show, but the show about nothing.
The show about nothing.
Show about everything and nothing. You don't know that?
I don't know the tagline. I don't know the tagline for it.
Well, it was an official, but... Well, it was Seinfeld. Seinfeld was this show about nothing.
That's right. I have heard that. Yeah, I never watched all of Seinfeld. Obviously, episodes have always been on, and I've watched episodes, and my girlfriend loves Seinfeld. But,
does she? Okay.
And Friends, yeah.
What's wrong with Friends?
Yeah, it's just not my type. It's not my type of show. There's not enough action. There's not it's whatever.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, I know. It's not bad. It's not bad. There's better comedy shows I could watch.
Like what?
So actually, Married with Children is an old one that I like. Al Bundy.
Al Bundy.
Sanford and Son is one I really.
Sanford and Son, really?
I know. Look at me blowing your mind. See, that's my type of comedy. Okay. That's what I like. Those are two that I really like. If I'm thinking of old comedy shows that I liked,
they were so far apart. It's kind of
they
scary.
are, but they're yeah. I know. Those were a little both before my time, but
yeah, slightly. I mean.
Married with Children kind of fell in.
Red Fox was when I was like 6 years old, 7 years. I mean, it's like in the early 70s.
Yeah.
And then Married with Children, I mean, that redefined comedies.
Yeah, it did. Late
80s.
MASH is another one I used to watch a lot. My dad would always have it on, and I'd watch it, and I liked that one.
You know about that theme song, don't you? You ever heard the story about the theme song?
Of MASH?
Yeah, it's got words to it. Suicide is painless. It's a suicide song.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's
pretty creepy.
Dark.
It is.
Is that some cult thing that you read?
No. It's actually a song. You can go find the lyrics to it.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember all the words. Suicide is painless.
Yeah, I could probably do without the lyrics.
It ends up, I can take and leave it as I please. I can't remember all of it, but yeah.
Well, that's a good little fun fact.
Dark. Yeah. Not about fun, but it is about.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I used to my dad. He used to pick me up at school in this truck that he had, and he had like one of those. At the time, it was like high tech. He had like the TV screen in the day. It was like the radio, but it was like a TV screen too, a touch screen.
Cool.
I know he must have been doing okay at the time, ahead of his time. And so he'd pick me up in the drive-through line at the middle school at North Myrtle Beach Middle School, and he'd be watching MASH, and every time we would just watch it on the way home. So yeah, I was like, I learned to love that. I don't know. Well, I probably wasn't supposed to even be like where you could play it while driving, but I watched it while he was driving us home. We made it home alive.
So I agree with you. I like the way the podcast is going. We talked about it before we got on the air. Maybe have to rebranding from dollars and cents, which is cool with me. But we have jumped from 40 subscribers
to 215,
227. I'm showing on my side
on YouTube.
I'm not looking at the actual the count. I'm looking from a consumer side.
Yeah, and what's weird about what we're doing right now, we're talking about all this, but most of our views are already coming from YouTube, so we're like over here trying to advertise that our YouTube's picking up, and most of the people that are going to watch this are already watching us on YouTube.
Why are you talking about YouTube?
Yeah, like why are you talking about YouTube? We know we're here. Yeah, we are. We are excited about it. It's we're moving the right way at least. It's definitely baby steps. Eventually, I think we'll get to a point where like we have some real good like how the faith stuff kind of took off, and I think we're going to have good conversations, and then I think we'll be able to just get better as we go, and more stuff. We'll think of more things to talk about. It's a very slow progression because everybody has a podcast these days.
Yeah,
everybody has one. And I think it's just something that you have to keep doing and stick with and be consistent like we're doing. I think I feel like we're pretty consistent. We show up every week. We record it. We've only missed 2 weeks, and that was just because of the vacation since we started this.
Yeah, we haven't missed any week except for those 2 weeks. We planned that out.
Yeah, so that was planned.
We still had
so
material.
We didn't miss anything. Yeah.
And we put up our travel videos, which actually got us started pretty good on YouTube.
Yeah, your Hoppington set us off. See, that's what got us going.
Yeah, I still don't understand that one either. I don't understand any of these.
The shorts on YouTube really work. I wish it would translate to and pull it onto the video views, because I feel like the more video views you get, the better off you are. So I wish the shorts would like portray over to the total video views and not just the shorts, but it is what it is.
Well, again, I defer to your expertise on video podcast and all this stuff, because I really have never followed it. But I want to, hopefully our reels are having the information on it to get them over to the regular channel.
Yeah,
I think it does.
It does. It links our everything on there.
But looking back, the first one that really went wild was, the first one that we had a video that went really good was your first Myrtle Beach conditions on real estate.
Yeah.
That hit pretty quickly. It was up in the hundreds right quick. We were excited. But then I did, and literally, I think I said this last week, I downloaded CapCut on the way to New Zealand and did that video of me on the airplane, literally just me on the airplane.
Right, yeah, and it got like five something.
400 some. Yeah. It's at 560 now. Yeah. And then Hobbiton jumped faster than it once she posted it.
See, a lot of people Google like travel videos and stuff like that, and that's why I wanted to start. I was like, man, that's a good idea. We should start doing travel food reviews when we travel. And then, like I said, even me driving and doing, like, I watch like stupid videos about like police chases and stuff like that on YouTube, and I know I'm not the only one. So I was like, anybody that's wanting to see like bad drivers and stuff, it'll probably flag mine in the algorithm and throw it in there every now and then. And if that gets us a couple followers, it's worth me. It takes no time because it's my dash cam's automatically recording anytime I go in. So if something crazy happens, I just look at what time it is, go back to where it happened, and then hit start recording. It saves a segment, and then I download it and post it, and it's
there you go.
Dub it, cut my audio out so they don't hear me cursing out the drivers, and we're good to go. We're good to go.
So yeah, I mean, I think more content we put up like that, the better. Just doing life, yeah, especially what it is.
Yep, and then
we come in here and get all this other stuff off our chest.
Yep, exactly, yeah. Then we come in here and talk about the horrible stuff. Yeah, and then I'm going to keep doing my flip videos and my rental properties.
That one's been hot
because those actually correlate to our actual.
I always forget. Now, when we get off the air, though, you gotta teach me how to get into these flips. I gotta invest some money in some flips somewhere. So.
Yeah, it's finding the flip is the hard part. Finding the homes is the hard part. The rest of it's easy.
You don't seem to be having a problem.
Well, I haven't.
Okay, so you did post. You posted 3 different ones over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
How many is that? 3 different houses?
One is. I know 2 of them are the same house. There was the wallpaper house. That's the one that I'm doing in Little River and Royal Estates. It's off of 90 by the middle school.
How far apart did you make those 2 videos? Because it went from
2
wallpaper
weeks.
Everywhere, and then all of a sudden, it's a house.
2 weeks.
Man, you guys good.
They are. There's a team. They're my Hispanic. I call them the Handy Mannies. There's actually a TV show that comes on. It's like a kid show, and you have like Dora the Explorer, then Handy Manny comes on after it, and so I call them the Handy Mannies because they're just so good, man.
Their work looks good.
They do great work, and they're quick, and they're reasonably priced, and they're just nice people, man. And he's going above and beyond on this one for me. Like even some stuff I didn't ask him to do for the flip.
Yeah,
like the shower. It had like one of those old like mauve colored like showers in it, like from like the 80s, like this purple color. It was ugly. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's got to go. Just put a white fiberglass one back in it. He came back to me and he said, hey man, I went ahead and just bought some tile. I'm going to do a tile shower because the way the older plumbing is in that house, the new it won't fit properly in the back in the. He's like, so I'm going to have to just do a tile shower. He's like, I'm not going to charge you any more for it. I'm just going to do the tile shower for you and eat the difference in cost. And I was like, nobody does that.
Well, I'm sure you're taking good care of him.
I'm taking good care of him and keeping him busy.
That means a lot. I mean, my brother being a plumber, you find contractors who are people who are doing their own contracting. When you find people who are reasonable and will take care of you, then they do more.
Yeah, they're great. They're great, man. And him and his wife do it. She does a lot of the painting, and she's great. And and I'll meet up with her sometimes when when I owe them, I got to pay them a check or whatever. And they're always sweet. And then I'll joke with. I was joking with them. I was like, "How are you enjoying that wallpaper out?" Because it took them days. I was like, I felt so bad. I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't put the wallpaper up. I promise. And she was like, that was a lot of paper. There was like a pile in that one video. There's like a pile in the living room, so it's just crazy.
Wow. What were we going to talk about?
Oh yeah, after the this upcoming ad you're about to see, we're going to talk about the winter storm Cora that is coming through the Carolinas.
Completely shut down Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, right. Except us.
Let's take a break here from our sponsors. We'll be back.
Let's do it. When life gets unpredictable, turn to a partner you can trust. At Bobby Clary State Farm, we've got you covered. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we're dedicated to providing personalized coverage that fits your needs. With our friendly and knowledgeable team, navigating your insurance options have never been easier. Visit bobbyclary.com or call 843-438-6000. Bobby Clary State Farm, here to help life go right. Are you looking to buy a property in North or South Carolina and need financing assistance? Give Motto Mortgage Coastal Pros a call today. We specialize in residential loans in both North and South Carolina and can meet all your residential home loan needs. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872.
If you like the economics part of the show, then check out my podcast, Econ Sense. You can find it on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts.
You're listening to the Dollars and Cents Radio Show with Jonathan Edmond and Wes the Economist. Don't forget to send us your topics and feedback at dollarscentsgs@gmail.com.
This segment brought to you by Eisenhower Dental. Reach out to them at 843-234-3110.
All right, guys, welcome back in. Now we will talk about our winter storm.
Before we get there, and just to finish up what we're talking about, going to podcasts, so we're definitely going to have more advertising opportunities.
Yes.
So a lot cheaper advertising opportunities. So anybody listening who need to advertise, contact us and we'll give you the rates. But I mean, $100 a month will get you some good time on our stuff.
Yeah. I mean, especially some of these reels. And we can do less than that. Yeah, I mean, because a lot of our, I mean, we got over 200 subscribers, so they're seeing it. I'm getting thousands of views on our, or we're getting thousands of views on our videos now.
Mainly you at this point.
Well, listen, as long
as cussing out. I mean, not cuss out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the drivers.
Yeah. Just get you. I'll buy you a dash cam for your birthday.
Well, I think I'm going to go buy one. I thought I would.
Yeah, they're cheap. It installs. It comes on when the car comes on, and then I have an app on my phone, and I can stop it at any time and record like segments of what and piece it together. It's super easy.
Yeah, so
download it.
Get all that.
It's easy.
I got all this other equipment too. I got made for reels and stuff, so we just need to get started with it. Just transitioning out of the radio show, it'll help me a lot not having to edit that radio show together every week.
Yeah, that'll take a lot off.
These podcasts are a lot easier to put together,
and we can see like the real results of what we're doing. We have the analytics, which I texted you earlier, our analytics for this month.
So definitely we'll put that as we go out and advertise.
Yeah.
Try to get advertisers.
Yep.
But today's not a good day to do it here in Myrtle Beach
because of the winter storm.
Yeah, Cora. Is that how you say it?
Cora. Cora. Cora.
I guess we started naming storms 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I guess you're able to market them better and get more views.
It's just like the Weather Channel decided, hey, we're going to start naming storms like we do hurricanes.
Yeah.
For no apparent reasons except to scare people and get more viewership.
Right. And so far, it doesn't seem that bad out there.
No, it's not going to get that bad. I mean, I was my wife was worried about this, and I'm like, look, even if it snows right now, it's 36 degrees outside.
It'll melt by the time it hits.
And the asphalt and everything else is way above freezing. It hasn't been cold long enough. People don't understand. Us people from the South, and those of you listening from the North, I get it. You're laughing at us, but a lot of Southerners don't understand, especially younger Southerners. No offense to you, that the ground has to get cold enough for it to actually sit.
Right.
If it hits the ground and melts, it's gone. Yeah, it's just gone. Water. It's just a messy slush.
Yeah.
What you got to worry about is it drop below freezing after that.
Right.
Now,
and
I guess we'll have to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, that may happen.
Yeah.
So, but right now, like everybody, like school's closing down. Like, listen, I've lived here my whole life. I used to remember I would wake up and back then they didn't. The only way you'd have to watch it, you couldn't just go on Facebook. When I was in like middle school, like Facebook was so new, you didn't have like Horry County School posting Facebook updates. So I'd have to watch the news, and at the bottom where it would go across,
that's all I had.
It'd be like, due to the weather delay, and I'm like at 7 a.m. I'm like, please, Horry County schools will be on a delay, and I'm like, oh, it's just a 2-hour delay, and then some days it'd be like, it will be canceled today for the ice storm, and I'll look outside, and I'm like, well, I'm going to go outside and play with my buddies because we're not going to school for this ice storm. Let's go. Those were the good old days, man. I look forward to a school cancellation more than you'll ever know.
Oh, yeah. When I was young, we did too, but we definitely just had the 3 channels, not cable.
Yeah.
3 channels, and you're waiting for it to tick across.
Yeah.
Or either the list come up.
Yeah.
Finally, you get added to that list. It's like,
yeah, they go through all the counties, and like we're in the H's, so it'd be like Anderson County, Berkeley County, whatever, Charleston County, and then I'm like, please get to the H's, please don't skip over H, and then finally Horry County would come up, and I'd celebrate.
Richland County, I mean, that was way down the list.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So now they just post a Facebook update, and I think automatic calls go out to like the parents that says the schools will be canceled. Blah, blah. Yeah, so I'm sure schools are canceled.
So why do you think we freak out? I have an idea, but why do you think we freak out so much down here?
Well, one,
because all the Northerners do laugh at us.
Yeah. So one, we're not prepared to fight the ice the way they are. Like they get a lot of snow. It's easier to drive on snow than it is ice.
Yeah, it is. I like driving on snow.
Yeah, I don't mind driving on snow, and actually we had a bad ice storm one year where nobody was on the roads, and it was like for like 3 or 4 days. It was really bad. And I remember only the middle section of 31 was like uniced, and the rest of it was ice.
Yeah.
And I remember taking my Infiniti G35 out and just like driving around and skidding in through Main Street, and I was having a good old time.
I have been known to be in I think the last one I remember being in was Kmart parking lot in Wilmington in a good ice storm.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah, I had fun with it. Honestly, you mess around on the ice enough and get the hang of your car, you get really good at driving. It helps you get really good at driving because you're like, okay, it's going to slide this far.
Yeah.
I got to turn here, whip it back this way. And I was just, there was like nobody out. And then everybody was on the middle lane of 31, and I would get in the other lane to pass. And then all of a sudden I'd feel my car start. It wouldn't like slide, but you could feel it like kind of shake. And I'd be like, all right, just let off and let it go.
Yeah.
And then it would straighten back up, and then I'd pass them and hop back in the middle lane. I'm sure the drivers were like, what is this idiot doing? But I didn't wreck it. So knock on wood, I didn't wreck it. It was a good time. But I think we don't have like the trucks to salt the roads and everything.
That's just it. We don't have that. And why would we?
Right, yeah, it doesn't happen enough that we need to invest the money in it. So, and I think just people overreact because they don't see it frequently, and there's already so many bad drivers here, like from out of state or that are on vacation, that we're just used to seeing bad driving. So we're like, oh, definitely not going out now. We're
definitely a locals podcast, can you tell?
Yes, definitely a locals. Welcome to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is what you got to look forward to when you move here. Also, cheap taxes.
Are they really? I guess compared to
going
up too
I
much.
have clients that are. I have a lady moving down here from Massachusetts who just said her tax bill just came out and just like $26,000 for the year. She's like 52% of my income goes to my tax. Yeah,
for property tax.
Yes. Yeah, depending on where you're at in New Jersey. I'm getting Lynn all over my microphone. Depending on where you're at in New Jersey and Massachusetts and areas like that, they have some crazy property taxes.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. That's why so many people leave.
I can understand.
So if you are looking for a house, call Jonathan Edmond with Wave Beach Realty, 843-957-3872.
There you go. Good plug. Good plug.
Yeah. So, back to the ice storm. Okay, so why do you think everybody freaks out?
You're right. I mean, that's just it. I mean, we don't have the equipment for it. I always joke that we have one snowplow in South Carolina. I'm sure we have more than that, but why spend that much money?
Yeah.
I mean, why spend all that money on something that's going to sit and have to have maintenance all these years when you have one good snowstorm a year in the upstate and none here except every 10 years?
Yeah. I guess
it's cheaper to shut everything down for a day or two than it is to buy that equipment and hold it.
Right. I guess the devil's advocate side of that would be, what else are they doing with the tax money that we can't buy snowplows?
You definitely need an episode on that because local taxes are going up here, and I don't see the benefit. And we've had this argument, not you and me have the argument, we've had this discussion before that this idea that we need to tax you because all these people are moving in. Well,
they should be covering the difference.
I was going to say, they're going to pay their taxes up front because they're buying a house, and I've been to closing.
Yeah.
I know there's taxes going in.
Yep.
that our taxes can get caught up because I got a bill I got a tax bill on something from I sold a couple years ago, and they're still. And I sent a letter. Oh yeah, we just hadn't caught up yet. What are you doing?
My boat that I sold 3 years ago, or that's been 2 years now. I'm still getting tax notices on it.
I got the boat we moved up, and then they say, well, we can't take it off until you give us a bill of sale. Well, I've sent some stuff to you before, but I'll send you another one.
Yeah. I don't even know where my bill of sale is. That's probably an issue. They're probably going to tax me for the next 50 years on that boat.
See me afterwards.
Okay.
You didn't hear anything.
No. Okay. Fair enough.
So, but I mean, it's everybody wants to see snow, but I don't think anybody here likes to function in snow because we're just not equipped for it. That's what I believe.
Yeah. But it is.
But I do think we freak out too much too.
Yeah. I mean, I literally all day on Facebook, I've heard people saying like, they're like, oh, I just saw snow in Conway and then like all this stuff. And I was walking out of a listing appointment in Wild Wing and overall 501 near the college. And I walk out and it's just like a little bit of sleet. You can hear it hitting the ground like it's not snow, or it's not snow, but it's not rain. It's like a sleet. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. We're getting a little bit of sleet. I hop in the car, drive like back like it's nothing. And then I see like 10 people like, oh, it's snow, like in all these Facebook groups. I'm like, why are these people going nuts over like a little bit of sleet? Like what? It's not even that bad. And it's not even 32 degrees out. It's 37. You're not going to get any snow at 37 degrees. What are you?
Did you really want snow?
6th grade chemistry?
Get in the car and go up to the mountains today.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But you're not going to get it here.
No.
The only time I've ever seen...
I might see some in New York while I'm there.
No, I don't think I've gotten a little bit of snow since I've been here, just flurries.
Yeah.
But when I was living in Wilmington, the only time we ever got a snowfall is when it came from Atlanta towards the coast and then up. Mm. It has to come off that water for us to get snow. I mean, we used to get forecasts all the time in Wilmington that it was going to snow within the next few weeks, and it never did.
Yeah.
Only time it ever snowed was when it came off the water, and usually it was never predicted.
Right.
It's gotten better since then, I'm sure, with predictions.
Yeah.
But back then in the 80s, they couldn't predict anything.
I don't know. I don't think they predict it any better now than they did in the 80s,
I was
if we're
trying
being
to be
honest.
nice.
All right. Shout out Ed Piotrowski. He's always right.
Yeah, I listen to him, and I go to Mike's weather page.
There you go.
He's the bomb.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's not a meteorologist. Just to go plug that in there.
Just a guy, huh?
We talked about it, haven't we?
You've talked about it.
He does hurricane.
Yeah.
But he does all weather now throughout the year, and he's self-taught.
Yeah.
What's that? Autodactin?
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
you say that?
Something like that. Was he a storm chaser?
Once he got sponsored, because he did this. I mean, I found him in the early 2000s.
Mm.
He had a webpage called spaghettimodels.com. And I was kind of disappointed because before that, I did all the stuff he was putting online. I'd go and get the maps, and I'd track stuff, and I'd look at the pressure.
He just reaped the rewards.
If I had just come up with the thought of getting online before him, maybe I could compete with him.
Right? Yeah, you'd be West the weatherman, not West the economist.
But he was working. I forget where he was working at, but he's working at. He slowly over this time, and by 2012, he'd had 1 million followers or something on Facebook, and he literally could quit his job, and he became a full-time doing this, and now he is a storm chaser.
Nice.
He's got a killer truck. I mean, he's
I bet
making good money.
That's awesome. Good for him.
It's funny though. His followers are called the Drunk Donkey Nation. I think we've told you about that. We'll tell the story some other time.
Yeah.
But because he does like his adult beverage.
That's
and
fair.
He'll get on, especially off season. He'll have his nights out, and you can tell that he's had maybe more than he should have.
Yeah.
And he'll post up on the page.
Oh Lord!
But all of us who love him, we know it.
Yeah.
But all these newer followers, especially the last 4 or 5 years, they get all bent out of shape and say stuff, and then they say, "Well, he's got a daughter who has special needs, and he's always posting about her when she does stuff, and they love on her, and she's a great blessing." And the other day, he got really upset. And I think he'd had a little bit to drink. But he got really upset because he posted something with his daughter. They were on a cruise, and his daughter got up in front of all these people and did something. He was just very proud of it. And somebody wrote about how great it was, and somebody commented, "Yeah, Mike, he'll never turn down a chance to get a plug or something like that." It was just really, people lit this guy.
One thing you can't do is when you have that much of a following, just don't read the negative comments. Just let people post.
When reason I knew about it, he posted and he wanted to know what everybody thought. He said, "Am I reading this right?"
Yeah.
But by that time, there was 1,000 or more posts to the guy who wrote it.
Just bashing him.
Oh, they blew him up.
They knew better to do that.
He did not stay on the page, I'm sure. He was gone.
I'm sure he was gone.
Because of us who follow him for a while, we know how he is, and we love him because he is. How are we doing here? We're just doing what he likes to do.
Yeah.
And he says what he wants to.
Yeah.
And he's not a meteorologist. He's not the end all.
You got to appreciate people that just say what they want. Now, when it comes to whether it's the media where they just say what they're trained to or what they want you to hear, when you're able to just listen to anybody talk, to just say what they want and not worry about people's feelings, and you're not intentionally trying to hurt people's feelings, but to just say what you want, to speak your mind, it's such an uncommon thing these days. Everybody's so fake and censored, and it's nice to just have.
I think a good example of that is getting inaugurated in 10 days.
Yeah.
Because Trump says what he wants, when he wants it, how he wants it. He does not care.
Yeah, the felon.
The felon. Yeah, he is definitely a felon. We'll talk about that in later.
Yeah, I guess that'll lead us right into our next segment.
Our next podcast. I think we're doing. I think Wednesday's podcast is going to be on.
I don't forget the Trump felon.
We're doing that in Los Angeles.
We'll do the wildfires in L.A. and then we'll do Trump the felon. Are they planned?
Arson.
Oh,
you hadn't seen? Are you a conspiracy theorist? Where are you at on this?
Listen, I've heard the arson conspiracy theories. That one's hard for me to believe, but
the ones I've heard, I've heard the beginning was arson, but ones I have heard since the fire started is other people starting, just crazy people.
Gotcha. Well, we'll get into that on the. I don't want to dig into that on this, but Anyway, Winter Storm Cora
has
welcome to Myrtle Beach,
and it is actually covering. Where is that at?
Yeah, where is she right now?
Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, and then it's kind of wet. Where Atlanta, right above Atlanta's got ice and sleet. Atlanta has sleet.
Okay.
And
Alabama. I wonder, is it staying here through Monday? I'm wondering if it's going to delay my flight out to New York.
No. Oh, is this the week you go to New York?
I'm going Monday.
Oh, cool.
Monday to Thursday.
I don't think so. I think it'll be gone through here by then.
It's going to be freezing up there, buddy. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be free. My poor mom, she loves New York. She likes the city. She just likes going every now and then. So I was like, oh, let's go. But she is going to be freezing. She is not.
According to the Weather Channel, it's going to be done by Saturday.
Oh, perfect. So shouldn't be delaying any.
It will be up in New York by then, though, on Saturday. So, but you should be about good on Monday, except all the delayed flights. I don't know how long they'll carry over to Monday. You'll have a full flight, I'm sure.
Monday, the high is 39 in New York. Low at 27. That's not horrible. It could be a lot worse.
That was here.
Yeah, and it's sunny the whole time I'm there. High at 39, 32, high at 29 one day, low at 21. It is New York. All the wind just comes down those off that concrete and down the streets is cold. It's a different type of cold.
So if you're there Monday, you'll be back for the inauguration. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back Thursday evening.
Okay.
When's the inauguration? Friday?
A week from Monday.
Oh, so the following Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be back.
We'll probably do a podcast on that.
Inauguration special.
Well, did you see the report Keith came out with, James O'Keefe? There's been a special request by the Department of Homeland Security, I forget, Veterans Association. Somebody has requested a lot of medical personnel to be present at the inauguration.
There's going to be a terrorist attack.
Really odd.
Where's it at? DC? Is it in DC? That was a stupid question. I wasn't even thinking. I'm sorry. That was dumb. Because I was thinking about terrorist attacks, and I just wasn't even thinking about.
Well, it's just
going to be in DC.
What are they hearing that they're requesting medical personnel already?
Listen, you need to go listen to Sean Ryan's podcast and listen to Sarah Adams on there, and that shoemate guy that I posted on Facebook. Yeah, that'll blow your mind, buddy.
Can you believe all of it there?
Yeah, because the FBI came out and confirmed the stuff that the guy was talking about the Cybertruck bomber, about the email he sent out to everybody.
Yeah.
And a lot of people went into their spam and they never saw it, and then they found it after he bombed it. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody with the bomb. He was literally just trying to make a statement and then hope people would get his email. They did it. He did that.
Was she the one talking about how his passport survived and nothing else did?
Sarah Adams.
Sarah.
I know somebody was. I don't know if it was her. It may have been. It may have been her that actually was talking about that.
So that is kind of odd. All this other stuff's burned up, but his passport.
Yeah,
survived.
I know. There's a conspiracy
theory that he wasn't in the car.
Yeah. There's a conspiracy. Yeah, he apparently uses the Proton Mail. Did we talk about this Proton Mail? Yeah, I guess it's like a very encrypted email.
I've heard of it.
And he used Proton Mail, and like his signal on there changed. Something changed like after he was supposed to be dead. Like something on his email changed that you'd have to go in and physically change. So they're saying that he's alive.
He's in custody,
or not
hiding.
I don't know. Anyway. That's
who was anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, if the email you need to
get a podcast ready on the conspiracies.
Oh yeah, I know. There's already a good podcast out there that talks about conspiracies better than I could be, though.
No, but for our audience, and you can plug them and get them hooked up to the better ones.
Yeah, that's true. But
we're just a gateway.
I'll do a special episode on that email and about the Cybertruck bomber because that stuff's interesting.
That'd be good.
It's really interesting.
Because we haven't had a good conspiracy episode in a while now.
Yeah. Yep, he talks about what those drones are that everybody's seeing and everything.
Did you see what Trump said yesterday?
No, that he's mad that people aren't released, that they're not telling anyone. He's going to tell everybody.
24 hours.
It's China. It's China.
You think it is?
That's what that email said. That guy that blew up the Cybertruck, he was in the military. He was working on apparently they're like these anti-gravity, like they run. I don't know. I don't understand the physics of it. You only read about it in like sci-fi books. But like whatever that is, imagine that. So whatever it is though, like there's this technology that he said only us in China have, and those drones. He said those drones they could park them over the White House with an unlimited payload and blow up the White House tomorrow. We can't do anything about it.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. That's what he said. And this is a guy in the military working on this stuff.
This was a very happy and go lucky.
Yeah, we're talking about Winter Wonderland, and now that's what they might be planning for the inauguration. The drones. I hope not. I don't want anything bad to happen. But we're unfortunately in a world where that's inevitable.
As we finish this one up,
as we wrap up this podcast, and
stay safe on the roads.
Have gone depressed.
It's all over with at this point, but hopefully you stay safe on the roads and the ice is gone.
Stay safe on the roads because they won't be there after the 20th. No. You have to make fun of this stuff because it's so sad if you really just sit and look at it all.
Yeah, you can be very depressed by this stuff.
Yeah, and I just refuse to let it get me down.
My colleague, who's also an economist, and he came into where I work at. He was very optimistic and straightforward, and he was an economist. He just had never really stopped to think about things in the economic view outside of economics.
Yeah.
He's a micro guy.
Right.
Micro, macro, two different branches in the same discipline.
Yep.
Micro's pretty cut dry, though. It never changes. Macro's always over the board because of politics and everything else, social issues.
Yep.
So as he's hung around me, he's become very pessimistic. So, but we laugh all the time too because there's no use crying about it.
Right.
I can't stop the debt.
Right.
I can't make the government do what it's supposed to.
Yeah. All you can do is
Can't bring the mortgage rate down.
No. All I can do is everything I do every day and continue about my business and speak out against what I don't believe in and
there you go.
And laugh about the rest of it, or I'll just be miserable every day. And I refuse to live that way. So
there you go.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move out of this.
Okay,
call it
sounds
a day.
good. We'll catch y'all on Wednesday.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
Eisenhower Dental, located at 107 Waccamaw Medical Park Drive in Conway, a place where you can find all your dental services, including general dentistry, cosmetic, restorative, and pediatric dentistry. Reach out to them today at their website, eisenhowerdental.com, or call them at 843-234-3110, 843-234-3110, and tell them Wes the Economist sent you.
Thanks for listening to the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist and Wes the Economist. Don't forget to send us your topics and give us feedback at dollarscentsgs@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram and X at dollarscentsgs. You can follow us on Facebook at Dollars and Cents. Listen to us on the podcast format at Dollars and Cents Podcast, and you can also find us on YouTube at the Dollars and Cents Podcast. Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family-owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872. The holidays are almost here, so it's time to get your financial picture wrapped up so you can have a great Christmas and a happy new year. Reach out to me at coachwestc@gmail.com to get some financial coaching.